Hello, I'm Kellie Black, or Miss Pearl Grey of Miss Pearl Grey Illustration, www.misspearlgrey.com.
You joined the Association of Illustrators, so I just wanted to know why you thought it was important to join them and what benefits you'd had out of that.
I decided to join the Association of Illustrators first and foremost really because I wanted to enter images and they offer a discounted rate, so I thought, well, why not? And so I did, and I actually ended up getting into the book. And then I decided to stay as a full member because I thought that I would need the advice one day, and I like having the backup of that kind of institution. I know that I'm part of a group.
Why did you decide that you'd be quite interested in doing fashion illustration more recently?
I love how much the industry changes all the time. It's constantly evolving, there's always a new collection to work from. It's just a lot of fun. It gives you a lot of fodder to work from, so...
You also sort of have a very strong interest in sort of more humorous illustrations, and why do you think that is, and do you like to bring that element as well into fashion illustration?
I think that people can take life too seriously. I like to make myself smile with my work, and I think with fashion illustration as well, there's no exception. People take that very seriously too. If you saw people walking down the street and some of the get-up that you see on the catwalk, it would be hilarious in real life. You know, you have to take it out of context, and I find a lot of humour in that.
Where do you go for when you run out of inspiration, or you're feeling a bit like you need something new to get you going? Is there anything in particular that you look at? Mostly
I just go outside, because it can be very insular. As a freelancer, you know, you're inside a lot, just constantly working, you're on your own. It's good to have interaction with other people, and also if you're working figuratively, you really can't substitute drawing from life. Pictures online are one thing, but you need to actually be there, see people's foibles, their quirks, all of this sort of thing. Saying that, the internet has never let me down. There's always new illustrations, there's always new artists to look at. I don't understand people who have a block for a long time, because there's always something to inspire you if you look for it.
How does your sort of prop and puppet making and animation and everything, how does it all fit together, like, you know, with the illustration in general?
Actually, it really serves as keeping me sane, I think, because when you do what you love for a living, there is the danger that it will turn into just a job. And I've never wanted that. I mean, I got into illustration because I love it and because it's fun. And the minute that it starts to lose that, I know that I'm doing the wrong thing. So prop and puppet making is just another creative outlet, which means that I can stay excited about my work, basically.
And what does your workspace look like? Could you describe to me sort of what you have around?
Organised chaos, I think, could be a good way of describing it. There tends to be piles of magazines and paperwork. I know where everything is, and it's sort of squirreled away in between for when I need it. I have an Airfix box full of pencils of different leads, so if I need them, I know where everything is. I'm based in Sussex at the moment, which is where I am with my boyfriend. I came back to set up my business after I finished university because my parents live down here as well, so funds were a bit lower. Travel up to London a lot to meet with clients, and most of my business still comes from the city, so I'm always up in London anyway. And eventually I will move back.
And how does social networking affect the way that you work and you know, sort of go about your business?
I think it's really good because I don't ever feel that distanced from people. I mean, I speak to people in Canada or Australia or London. You know, you can be in contact with anybody, anywhere, at any time. So it's really no disadvantage to removing yourself even, for example, from the city to the countryside, because you can still be in contact with all the same people. Yeah. As long as you make the effort to keep on top of it, I think it's a really positive thing.
Since sort of being involved more in Amelia's magazine, is there anything that's happened or any friendships that have been made?
Yes, definitely.
Those are other people that have been involved with the magazine, and that's sort of
yes.
Like the point where you've met kind of thing.
Absolutely. And people I've taken the time to look up because I've seen their work. And sort of found that they're on Twitter, as most good people are. Especially illustration-wise, because it's, you know, I've had work from Twitter. So I can't see a reason why people wouldn't be if they're trying to market a business. And it's really nice to be able to make friendships with people who have the same sort of interest in using Twitter that way. From Amelia's magazine, there's probably about 11 illustrators I speak to almost weekly.
I like to think I'm building some form of community here. Community service for illustrators.